Hold up, man.
This is CG
I'm
Ruthless
not
Sports.
finding my
I
intro.
will be brutally honest.
Okay, there it is.
Brutally honest. Coming at you.
What the? Yeah. All right, we're good to go.
Yep.
We good? We ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Woo. Let's go, y'all.
So, yesterday we went down to Atlanta, man, and we were looking to do the A-Town stomp on the Falcons, but looks like we came to the game with muskets, and we missed shooting at the Falcons because they came through and pecked our fucking eyes out. Lots of things to get into. Very, very frustrating game. But it was definitely painful to watch because from my standpoint, first half wasn't that bad. We did what we needed to do. We got down, but we came back. It was the second half where shit went left. And to be honest with you, very weird how the Falcons stole our game plan. They stole our game plan. They ran the ball 40 times. We threw the ball 41 times. Everybody on the panel, I'm going to pose a question to you that you probably already know the answer to. What happens when Jimmy G throws the ball more than 30 times?
Throws more picks.
We lose.
Exactly. Yes. Why on earth would Kyle do something knowing that we lose? Oh, because it's Kyle, and he's known to do stuff like that. So, for me, the other thing that I have to address is, why do we have all these running backs that we don't use?
It's a waste of roster, if I'm being honest. Like Jordan Mason should be out there, but instead, we would rather trust a guy like Tevin Coleman and quite a few other guys before we even played this kid.
Well, look at it like this. Let's just go over this. Do you know we had 5 running backs active yesterday?
Yeah.
We had Tevin Coleman, Ty Davis-Price, Jordan Mason, and Jeff Wilson Jr. Sorry, so that's 4. We had 4 backs active. Only 2 of them actually saw the field. What's really confusing to me is, why is Ty Davis-Price being a fullback? Why are him and Jordan Mason relegated to special teams when we could have used them? You know, Kyle, when he first got here, he did this little thing called running back by committee. Whoever had the hot hand got the ball. And he would cycle through his backs until he figured out who was the guy and who had it. Now, he's stuck to Jeff Wilson Jr. And I don't understand why. He brought Tevin Coleman back, who had a stellar game last week. Tevin Coleman only had 4 carries. But Jordan Mason, TDP couldn't get no love. Like, it baffles me the limitations he puts on himself by not rolling with people that he normally goes with. Like, he won't trust anyone. And it doesn't make any sense. What's going through your mind on that, Dave?
Dude, it's just frustrating that this offense couldn't match up to the defense. Like, the defense was beat up, and we couldn't even pick up the slack. Like, the fact that we passed the ball more, but then again, the weakest link to this offense is the center, bro. Jake Brendo, why is he getting beat like a motherfucker,
Can
bro?
I speak on that one? Yeah.
Dude, he's worse than Mike McGlinchey. Who puts this guy out there? Who puts that scrub out there at center, bro? He can't block. And two dumb penalties. Like, I'm just pissed at the fact that I'm surprised this guy's even still on the fucking roster.
Yeah. Like Jake Brendel, like, I call him Brendel Jenner, like, because he played like a girly man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting beat like that, man. Like, on the real, like, where does he come from? He's the worst lineman since Quaim Harris, man, or somebody like that. But like, he can't be trusted, man, because that's the quarterback's spot right there, man. When that spot is not good, he gets bull rushed and it's in the quarterback's grill. No matter who you are, Mahomes, he threw an interception when he got pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, any quarterback can throw interception when they're pressure in that middle, man. They don't like middle pressure. So, man, like, where are the days of Jesse Sapolo and Jeremy Newberry? Even Jonathan Goodwin, man. I would love to have somebody like that, man. But, McGlinchey got banged up. Trent's out. Supposed to get our two best players next week, Bosa and Trent. And Bosa's going to be needed, man, because we need him to get after Mahomes. And I like what I see from my guy, Charles Omenihu. He showed some flashes out there. But I will say this, though, man, like, I remember, speaking of Brendel Jenner, he messed up a good 35-yard pass from Garoppolo to Ayuk that got called back. That was a good pass. I ain't gonna lie. And then, another one, he threw a bomb to McLeod, went right through his hands. That could have been a touchdown, or at least would be in the red zone. Another pass he threw one.
Charlie Warner.
Yeah, Charlie Warner dropped. Those are
why
all
are we
big
throwing to
first
that
down
tight end, bro? He can't catch.
And like in this game, it's not really on Jimmy G. Like, I think he played good enough to win. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, he had a good rapport with Ayuk.
Let me tell you this. I'm gonna stop you right there, because a lot of people are giving him a pass. Let me tell you this. You know what happened to Jimmy Garoppolo? He looked pretty good in the first half. And you know what happened in the second half? He showed up to be who he really fucking was.
He looked like Kirk Cousins out there.
You don't. What's really weird is how everybody is like missing that, and they're giving him a pass. Both of Jimmy's interceptions were his fault. You know why? You don't throw in the triple coverage to Deebo Samuel. That's stupid. And you don't throw high. Huh?
I think that was a penalty, though. Could have been called. I think he got there a little bit early.
Nah, man. There's still three people in the vicinity. Why would you throw that ball? The other one that he threw was a hospital ball, high as hell. And what happened? It goes right off of Deebo's fingers and right into the hands of the defensive back. So it's for me, everybody's giving him a pass on things. And believe me, I pay for NFL Plus. I watched that game at least 3 different times, and I purposely was looking to see if there was anything that I missed as it pertained to why he threw the football the way that he did. And I'm telling you right now, both of those interceptions were his fault. And then in the second half, where the fuck was he at? Every ball, most of the balls he threw in the second half were low to the ground. Why are we throwing the ball at the ground? That ball that he threw to Deebo on that interception, if he just puts it on Deebo starts to make a play with that. He catches it and runs with it. Like, there are things that he does that people seem to bypass whenever he starts off hot in the first half, and then everybody forgets that he was ass in the second half. The worst part of that game was the second to last drive. Why on earth were we walking down the motherfucking field like we had all day? We were down 2 scores. That was an 8-minute drive in the 4th fucking quarter. Someone please explain to me why Kyle didn't call timeout and go, hey, dipshit, knock on his head. What the fuck are you doing? We are down 2 scores. Run the fucking plays. I don't give a shit about these goddamn penalties that are called. Hurry up. You can't be down 14 points and walk down the field slowly and casually like nothing is happening. You need to score so the defense can stop them. Another stat that I recognize, with 8 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter. You know what happened to the Atlanta Falcons? Nothing. They didn't score. They didn't even kick a fucking field goal because the defense did what they always do. They showed the fuck up. Now, where was the offense? Where were they at? Because it looked like them motherfuckers got on a plane back to California. And who's the leader of that offense? Jimmy Garoppolo. So from 8 minutes and 32 seconds in the third quarter, we couldn't score when the defense went out there and did what the fuck they were supposed to do with all the injuries they had. And as tired as they were being on the goddamn field. You can't keep asking this defense to do it again and again, and then you give them nothing in return. I've said this before, and I will say it again. I wouldn't get Jimmy G shit for Christmas. I'd get his ass a lump of fucking coal and a kick Swift in his ass crack. You ever seen Undercover Brother? You remember when they did the little x-ray and his foot was all up his ass? That's what I'd give him. Because you gave me nothing to go on when I made sure to turn the ball over, that they wouldn't score. I kept it within arm's reach, and you gave me nothing in return. Not a motherfucking thing.
Dude,
it's Jeff Wilson, that damn fumble, man. That just turned the corner, man. When he dropped that ball, like
I don't care what nobody
Jordan
said.
Mason, man.
That was a very smart play by that defensive back to fumble that into the end zone. And knowing his players were in tow to pick that up. That was a very smart play. I think he might have been reaching for the pylon, but at the end of the day, that was one of the smartest things you could do. Fumble it into the end zone, let your guy pick it up. It's still a TD, regardless.
I mean, dude, it was just unacceptable on offense. If I'm being realistic about it, dude, like how the hell we only got 14 points to show for. But hey, Moses, I know you're frustrated by the DBs, bro. So I want to see what you got to say about Lenore and Womack, man. I know you were pissed.
You're muted, man. You're muted.
You're muted.
Nope. Still
There you
can't hear you.
No.
Hey, let me come right back.
Yeah.
Let me come right back in because I'm having like voice issues.
Dave, go ahead and talk to us, man.
All right. So Brindle, back to this subject. He's 29, been in the league. This is his 7th season. He has not started for a reason, and it's showing. He can't play center. At this point, I honestly think we're better off putting Zico in. And if he's going to be the future center, let's get him in there. Let's get him some experience because he can't be worse than Brindle. And I mean, the trade deadline's 2 weeks away, and the Panthers are blowing it up. I don't know if their center's even worth a damn. To be honest with you.
Well, it can't be worse than one, right?
I mean, Brindle he is not. I mean, he's a backup for a reason. He should not be in the game. When it comes to clock management, that has always been an issue with Kyle. I mean, you'd figure he would learn, and when it comes to leadership, let's talk about that in Jimmy G. He's a 9-year veteran. 8 minutes off the clock when you need 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. You've got to be smarter. A real leader, a real team leader would be smarter than that and would be telling everyone, we need to hurry up. We need to get down the field and get this done right now. But instead, he milks the clock and takes a sweet time, which, I mean, early in the game, that would be okay. But at this point, you need 2 scores. Yeah, it's time to go.
All right, let's see what DB got to say, man. Because I know he's pissed off with Lenore and Womack, man. They did their part.
And Dion, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. This is why I hate the fact that the DB coach is coaching them up to line up on an outside shoulder instead of the inside shoulder. Both the DBs, Womack and Lenore, were getting cooked inside on those slants. And also, too, on Womack, Antonio, I'm sorry, I'm about to rip your dude. When you're playing man-to-man, never, ever, 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 ever look back at the backfield because you will get beat. And what did Womack do? He
Got
peeked
beat.
in the backfield. And that's one thing when I coached my sons, it irked me that they picked in the backfield, knowing the man-to-man. You never do that. And Womack made that. Yes, he's a rookie. I do understand that. But he should know, man-to-man, you don't pick in the backfield. You guard your man. And as I said it before, and I'll say it again, you follow him to the bus. Sit with him. You follow him to the restroom. You help him out. You do whatever you got to do. Just don't let him out of your sight. Now, as far as the defense goes, you might give him a pass, Dion, but to me, honestly, they showed no heart. It's like they checked out after halftime. What's your thoughts on it?
For me, my thing is that the defense did not look good. But what I'm saying, the only reason I'm giving them a pass is because from that time in the third quarter, after the Falcons scored their 28th point, the defense shut them down. They stopped them. They did not score again. They didn't even get in the field goal position. So my thing is, if I give you a good half of a third quarter and a full fourth quarter to score 14 fucking points by shutting them down, and you can't even do that, then I'm looking at the offense going, look, man, we had a hard game. I'm sorry we got you guys down. Thanks for bringing us back. But at the end of the day, we bail you motherfuckers out more often than not. Jimmy, you're going to need to figure this goddamn shit out.
But Dion, you should know we all played football. I don't know if your coaches ever told you, never ever depend on the offense. You know, play your part, play your defense. You win the game. And when you say they're tired, I do understand that. But this is how we're taught. We all play football. Our coaches had told us some way or another, something like that.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I'm just saying that for me, at this point, they're giving everything they got, and they're getting shit in return, man. Like there's not much more you can do. Like you can only give so much when everybody is just looking at you going, well, come on, man. You know, I know you got a little more left in the tank. That offense has to do something. You cannot tell me that you had almost 22 minutes left in the game and you can't score 14 points, but you can take 8 minutes in the fourth quarter lollygagging like you up 45-0. It don't work like that. Not for me.
And CG, I wish my two sons were here. They can tell you straight up. They asked, and I'm going somewhere with this. They asked me one time, Dad, why did you have us in full pads running in 109-degree heat? And I told them, this is what I prepared you for. Mentally, when games close and your hands start, this is where you mentally makes you strong. And we, like I said, we all play football. This is what makes us strong. Yeah, we do everything we can, but we continue to do everything we can to help out our team. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that they got to do everything they can to help out. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. I was just saying that from them giving everything that they had, they did everything that they could, man. There wasn't nothing else that defense could do. You can't shut a team down for a quarter and a half and then watch your offense get on the field and stick up the joint and figure, I got to go get a pick six, or somebody's got to cause a fumble or something. Like at some point, I'm looking at the offense going, hey, man, I done gave y'all everything, every bit of me. And in return, y'all are giving me a swift kick in the fucking nutsack. I'm going to need y'all to help me out.
And here's another thing about Womack and Antonio. Again, I want to rip your boy Womack. On that, where Mariota ran that run zone touchdown.
Yeah.
The one thing I hammered my sons on, and one thing Womack didn't do, and it irked me as well, is he lost containment on Mariota. He over pursued Mariota instead of holding his ground and letting his teammates. Yeah. He made a big mistake, and I was like screaming at the TV, like, "What are you doing? Hold containment." I wouldn't say anything like that. I'm just being nice about it. But this is one of the things I told my sons. This is one of the things I taught my sons, how to hold containment. Let him come to you. Eventually, he's gonna have to come to you. So you just hold your ground, and let your teammates or you get him. And Womack didn't do that. That's another thing that pissed me off.
Yeah, but the two turning points on defense, he would give up a 3rd and 13 pass, like a 2nd 11 run. Like there were times out there he was looking like Lamar Jackson, like a white boy version. And that's not cool, man. Like Mariota, the freaking Raiders gave up on him, Like he should not be playing like that. Like, because he's not a great quarterback. He's average to me.
Yeah, but we historically have bad times with mobile quarterbacks. And the simplest thing they could have done to do that was to keep a spy on him. Why would you not spy Marcus Mariota knowing he's possibly going to run? Like that's all. That's the simplest thing. Anybody, Greenlaw. I mean, Oren Burks was out there on the field. Tell that motherfucker, hey, you usually play special teams. Your only job here is to make sure that motherfucker doesn't take off. And if he goes in, just like OB was saying just a second ago, if that motherfucker goes to the bathroom, you need to be outside the stall asking if he needs some fucking toilet paper. Like
exactly.
You need to be with him everywhere he goes. I don't give a shit if he goes in the room to fuck his wife. You need to be right there. Put a condom on. You don't need extra kids, motherfucker. Like you can't. It's the keys to the game were very, very simple. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh yeah,
I'm saying
this week against Kansas City. That's what we got to do against Kelsey, man. Do not let him beat you.
We're losing that game
because they don't have no one else. You know, triple team him every play. Like Mahomes, you got to go to the second and third read, man. Kelsey, we're gonna bracket coverage him. We're
losing that game. Yeah, it's a wrap. I have no faith that we're gonna win against Kansas City. None.
Oh, dude, all. The way we match up with our DBs and our D line, bro, they're probably gonna run the ball with.
I got faith.
With the running back, bro. With what's his name, Hallaire or whatever his name is.
Hallaire.
And they got Pacheco, McKinnon.
You know what? I'm gonna answer this question.
Ain't nobody worried about old tire legs.
Hey, CJ, I'm gonna say something about this question right here. Lenore or Johnson wouldn't have worked at all. They probably would have called the pass interference, to be honest with you.
Oh, and Johnson? Oh no, he a liability. That motherfucker's a liability waiting to happen. The simplest thing you could have done to save yourself was the number one thing that I hate, and OG will agree with me on this. The art of jamming a receiver is dead.
Mm-hmm.
If I am 5'9" and I'm going up against Kyle Pitts, who's what, 6'2", 6'4", something like that?
6'4".
He's 6'4". I'm getting all up in his shit. We're on the goal line. I have 5 yards to make your life a living hell, and I'm going to make sure you hate every inch of those yards. If that's me, I'm all up in him. Because all it takes is that 1 second to throw him off of his natural path or his route. And you will automatically say to yourself, you know what? It's a wrap. I can't throw that way because this guy's covered. I got to look elsewhere. And that second that he has to flip his head to his next read gives our defensive line time to get to him. But you can't do that if you just play off of him, peek in the backfield, like OG said, which is what you shouldn't have done. And then next thing you know, he just runs the route. Boom, boom. It's easy. Receivers do this all the time. I'd rather take a PI call on jamming the shit out of his bitch ass than to watch him walk into the fucking end zone and know that he had immediate separation because I'm playing off when we're inside the 5. Like, I don't understand that.
But Dion, with our DBs jamming, the problem with our DBs is when they jam, they either taking a step forward or being caught flat-footed, and they get beat off the line of scrimmage. That's the issue I have.
Yeah, it's too much.
This game was just an atrocity on levels you can't imagine, man. I tried my best to figure out what the problems were and what was going on, but I don't know, for some reason, Dion,
they look like Dirty Birds, 1998 Dirty Birds. You know what I'm saying?
For some reason, Dion, and let me know what you guys think. After that 3rd and 13 call when they let Mariota run down to get the first down, it seemed like the defense was deflated. I think I don't know, it's just me. Let me know what you guys think. I would have called timeout because here's why. I felt like the defense after that were really down on themselves. Me, if I was their coach, I would have called timeout. I would tell them, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get them on the next play. There's always the next play. Get up, get focused, and stop them. What do you guys think?
That would have been a way to wake them up. At least try to get a quick little pep talk with them quickly and say, "Hey, man, get your shit together, man. Go play down."
Yeah.
A timeout does more than a pep talk, though. It messes up the rhythm of their offense. and it gives you a chance to talk to the defenders and get a plan going on for how they're going to stop them.
Fuck it. I'll tell you how I would tell them. Call timeout and say, "What the fuck is the matter with you guys? Keep your head up. Show me some fucking heart. Get out there and whoop some fucking ass. Get your head up. Get focused. Stop feeling sorry for yourself." Now that is medium. Imagine if I was intense and getting in everybody's faces.
Oh yeah, dude, you'd be such a douchebag as a coach. Man. I can tell that. I like that.
But the thing is, here's the thing: we got some soft ass players, and I'll tell you why. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to I believe it was last year when we were 3-5, and a lot of people were clamoring for somebody to take up the mantle of leader and say, "Hey, what the fuck are we doing?" Basically, to do what OG just did. And a lot of the players were going, "Well, we don't need to be yelled at. We don't believe that gets anything or does anything for us or we get anywhere. We believe that, we can just talk to each other and everything's going to be okay." I'm sorry. Last time I checked, I didn't think football was for pussies. I didn't think it was for little bitches. I thought football was for grown men. Like anytime I've been coached in anything I've ever done in life, I have been yelled at. And I can tell you right now, the way I'm built, the yelling helps. Sometimes somebody has to check you and put you in your place so you fucked up.
Dion.
If I'm sitting there, I'll give you a prime example. My wife has a coworker who's a piece of shit. Her coworker's lazy as fuck. She's been at the job not but a few months less than my wife. My wife is on top of her shit. She literally helped develop the training tools that she has. And this motherfucker still can't pick up the damn slack. And there's only so many times I'm going to tell you nicely, get your shit together. After that, I'm going to flip out on your ass. And she had to flip out on her. Why? Because she wasn't doing a fucking job. And you know what happened? Started doing a fucking job.
That's
you can
love.
do it. You can do it without degrading and demeaning someone. But you will have to raise your voice so you get your motherfucking point across. Because I can tell you right now, I would walk if they let me go in that locker room, everybody would hate me. I'd be ripping people left. I'd be all off in their ass, and I'd look dead at them, and I'd look dead at them, and I would tell them, if any of y'all in here take what I say out of context and you start acting like a little bitch and you want to go cry, you shouldn't be on this team in the first fucking place.
Facts.
Take criticism. That's gonna hurt you a little bit. When you get your shit together.
Yeah, I had my own coach call me a pussy because he felt like I wasn't hitting hard enough. And boy, did it help because, man, it helped me to be the football player that I was, hitting, covering like Eric Davis, hitting like Ronnie Lott, even though I'm paying for it now. But, yeah, the yelling did help. And right now, nowadays, we got too many softies.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My DC coach, when I was playing in high school, bro, he got on my case for the fucking play. And he said, bro, why you're not quick off the get off, man? Get your ass quicker. You're fucking slow. You're slower than my fucking my wife. And then it pissed me off and it fired me up. And I'm like, man, I think you did piss me off.
And you know what, too? I feel like our team, and I love my team, don't get me wrong. I ride and die with my team. But I feel like some of these players need to get to Oklahoma drills and start hitting because something's going on.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't. That I think with the way the new CBA is, it doesn't allow them to do these things anymore. They've taken all of that out of practice. So here's the number one thing. A lot of people are talking about our O-line. Let me explain something to you. You know the reason the O-line sucks ass? Thank Kyle Shanahan and Chris Forrester. You know why? Because those two dipshits decided to rotate our O-line all off season. Why on earth would you not put the starting O-line out there with the starting offense and stop playing plug and play in Tetris with your O-line? Do you understand that they have to build continuity? Why would you not play Trent Williams in the preseason? Why would you allow all these people to rest and put nobody in Their bodies aren't ready by the time the season comes. They haven't built a football callus on their body. So the first time they go out there and get hit, what happens? It hurts. There's a soft tissue injury. There's a variety of things that go on. So in essence, you're hurting them, and they're over there. And for the people that are like, oh, well, you know, the players called for this. Well, I can tell you right now, there's probably a bunch of players that didn't want that because you're not allowing them to gel properly. That O-line should have been together. That O-line should have been Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, Spencer Burford, and Mike McGlinchey the whole time. The only person that should have been missing off that O-line was Mike McGlinchey, and that was because he technically needed a little extra time to recover from that injury. That is the only reason that he should not have been on that line. Everyone else should have been a mainstay, and they should have been right in there, gelling, learning each other, understanding each other, and helping each other out.
Yeah, communication is the most important. It's the most important part when you play offensive line. You got to be on the same page. And the thing that really pissed me off during the preseason was they didn't even let Troy play with the starting offensive line. Dude, they let him play with fucking backup.
He plugged and played his whole offseason. There was no one out there that, like, I think he would have a starter here, maybe there, but he never had that full front offensive line in front of him until the first game of the fucking season. How does that work?
Hey, on a positive note, though, we got to give it up to Ibukam. I mean, he was busting the ass out there.
Hey, man.
Going out, coming back in. He earned my respect. Ibukam earned my respect big time. He busted ass out there.
Straight back up. Oh yeah. Also, Charles Dominican, like I said earlier, man, he stood out there. That length, that speed, that quickness. Like we got ourselves a damn good backup, man. Him and Drake Jackson, you know, covering up for Bosa right now. But you know, Bosa will probably be back this week. And we got so much depth on the D line, and you got to have that in today's game because you got to put those quarterbacks on their asses. You know what I'm saying? So we got plenty of that.
I can tell you this: you needed what they needed to do this game was not be stupid. They should have unleashed Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson should have been in for at least like 60 to 70% of those plays. They should have looked at him and said, young man, this is your opportunity. Show us what you got. There's no reason that Drake Jackson should have ever been on the bench. They should have put his ass out there the minute they knew Bosa wasn't there. Because of that speed.
He would have been a factor. Yeah.
What did he do in the game? He got himself sacked. Tell you that much. For damn sure got himself a sack.
Hey,
I like to see more Drake Jackson out there at least. Try to put him in a lot of different ways. Put him in those NASCAR package plays or something. Do that.
Hey, CG, got a question for you. You know, I've been hearing different talk shows and even sports radio talk. Maybe you can educate us. Why were the reporters or the media so basically ripping the D tackles? Because they're saying they were getting worked. Educate me what was going on.
Well, when you look at the D tackles, man, they were definitely not on their fucking gaps, if I'm being realistic about it. Like, they weren't even getting the job done, bro. They were getting run the fuck over, like mopped. Like, okay, besides Drake Jackson and Ebicom, they were busting their ass. But did you see what Ridgeway played like, bro? He played like he didn't even want to be there. You saw how Kevin Givens, he wasn't playing like his heart out there. He was getting fucking beat. And then you saw what like a lot of our rotation guys, bro. They just were fucking sleeping, I guess.
They disappeared, man. It was definitely a real weird game how they disappeared, bro. Because we like the number one thing is they ran the ball 40 times. Atlanta, we ran the ball 16.
Basically, the Falcons beat us at home.
That number should have been flipped, and we should have been running 40 times while they ran 16. Like, you can't tell. Like, they beat us with our own game plan. And Kyle, being himself, why would you just abandon the run? The receivers weren't kept. Put like this: why would you have Jimmy throw a deep pass to anybody? That's not what he does. Though the deep pass to Ray McLeod was a good pass and he just dropped the shit. You know Ray has a problem with drops and fumbles. So why would you do that? That doesn't make sense.
Number 5.
the deep pass that he threw to Charlie Warner. Another person with butterfingers. Why? I can tell you right now, Ross Dwelly would have caught that ball.
Absolutely.
George Kittle.
Or Danny Gray would have caught that shit.
Yeah, Danny Gray would have caught that pass that he threw to Ray McCloud. He would have put that bitch in the house. He would have put that straight to the house. But then the other pass that he threw to Ayuk, that was when Jimmy showed up to be who he really was, because he threw that ball and Ayuk had to slow down, track the ball, then try to catch it. That gave the DB enough time to come through and make a play on it. So it's just a variety of things, man, that go on, and it irks my soul, man, that we just couldn't show up in that second half, man. We just couldn't.
We were just ass in the second half, bro. We were just playing like trash. We were soft on that fucking shit, bro. We were just playing like the fucking Raiders out there.
Exactly.
Well, the whole no scoring points in the second half has been a theme that's been going on all season so far. I mean, except for the Panthers, but the Panthers and the Panthers and Sea Chickens, they're garbage.
Dude, our Achilles heel is
that
that offense can't do nothing. Like, even with our defense bailing us out at times, bro, it's this offense that can't get points on the board. It's either Shanahan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, or the fact that we can't even fix the fucking center position, or we can't get Jimmy to fucking play smart football, because if you expect him to throw the ball more than likely we're gonna lose games.
Yeah. And this
running backs in there too. Jordan Mason got to be in there for sure, man.
Bro, he's not, and that was why I started off with that. Why do you have all these running backs and do not allow them to do their job? If you have Jeff Wilson Jr. and he's not getting the job done, you go to Tevin Coleman. If Tevin Coleman's not getting the job done, you have Ty Davis Price. If TDP can't get it done, go to Jordan Mason. Figure out which one of these guys got the hot hand. Let them stay on the fucking field and make it happen. But no, Kyle, you can't do that, can you? You would say to yourself, well, I don't know these other guys. I don't trust them. So, I'm not about to come from what I normally do. Fuck that. Jeff, get out there and keep running. Tevin, you're going to get a couple of runs too. But, I know I picked you up off the couch and you had a great game last game. But, I like Jeff a little bit better in this one. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Use your brain. And that I don't care what nobody says to me. That second to last drive, that is a lack of leadership.
That's why I say they checked out.
Kyle, as a head coach, needs to learn from Bill Belichick. He needs to spend this offseason hanging with Bill. And he needs to figure out what it is. Because I can tell you right now, Mike Shanahan ripped his players brand new assholes all the fucking time, and he didn't give two shits about it.
Dude, he would have benched Jeff Wilson, dude. Like, at this point, why are you still giving this guy the touches? If he's fumbling, bro, you got to bench him. Look what you did to all those other players, Breda and Moser and quite a few other players before, bro. Like, why are you still giving him the ball? Go to the next running back. Get somebody who can step up and let Jeff Wilson know that your job ain't safe if you're going to keep fumbling the ball.
Facts.
Dude, that's two critical fumbles. So think about, the Denver game. We're driving late in the fourth quarter. And, I mean, if he would have kept the ball, we would have been in a good position to make another play. And then in the thin air, Robbie Gould could have possibly hit a 50-yarder. I'm not saying he would have, but I'm saying he could have. And, Wilson Jr. fumbles the ball and hands the game to the Broncos. And then here we are early in Atlanta, down 7-0, and he fumbles the ball close enough to our goal line where they're able to just get it on in there. So that's two critical fumbles. Shanahan don't like running backs who fumbles. So does Shanahan not go with him next week?
Or does Jeff Wilson have something to blackball Shanahan? Maybe he got blackmail or something with him.
The only person that has blackmail on this team is Dante Johnson, because that motherfucker is like herpes.
He's still around.
That motherfucker.
It's like they drafted the running back Sermon and TDP, man. Stop drafting running backs early like that, third round, man. Wait till
get them late rounds at least.
Early,
undrafted.
then
stop drafting them in general if you ain't gonna use them. What's the point?
We could have used another position. We could have used a backup tight end, a Kittle. You know what I'm saying? We could have used another offensive tackle as for depth. I don't know. But
I don't understand how they don't improve the tight end position, bro. We need another receiving tight end to complement Kittle, bro. Kittle's broken down. At some point, you have to get an actual complementary tight end. Like, why do we keep neglecting that position? Like, I'm sick of the fact in the draft we can't even get a receiving tight end to complement Kittle, dude.
Well,
like, Kittle's going to get hurt. He's going to miss time. You're going to need somebody to step in for him in case he's hurt.
The one tight end I hope for.
Go ahead, OG.
The one tight end I hope for that the 49ers would consider looking at that tight end from Utah, Kincaid. Man, did he carve up USC's secondary? My goodness. If you watch that game, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, yeah. That was a damn
David's talking about him, right? Does David know who that guy is? I'm pretty sure he does.
From Utah? Who?
Yeah, tight end.
I guess the guy Kincaid.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a beast. Hopefully he falls to the second round.
I'll tell you this.
The
thing that really killed me
I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. I mean, I seriously doubt he will, honestly. But we'll see.
Yeah. We need a Delaney Walker to Vernon Davis, man. We need a dominant.
Yeah, exactly.
Even duo like
we need
that,
a Swiss Army tight end, bro. At least a Swiss Army tight end, kind of like a Juszczyk, but more bigger, but can be dangerous receiver in the backfield and break tackles.
I can tell you right now. You know what? With the way that y'all are speaking, we already have that guy. Just slim down Jason Poe. That motherfucker's athletic as shit. Might as well try to turn him into something. But what I was gonna say was, why are we paying George Kittle that type of money and he ain't even doing nothing but blocking?
No damn sense, man.
Dude, they don't expect him to be much no more because the fact our offensive line is so dinged up, bro. We're on to our third string tackle. So you expect Kittle to be the extra blocker, but at some point he has to be involved in the passing game. But I get it. Late in the season, that's when we're going to use Kittle. But, man, like when Kittle's injured, bro, we need another tight end to complement that spot. Like in case Kittle's injured, you need that other tight end to step up.
Hey, overall, coming up this week against the Chiefs, the two things that I'm going to keep an eye out on is how the 49ers O-line is going to handle Jones. That's the one person I'm
Jones is going to be a problem.
Yeah, and the other part, of course, is the DBs versus the KC receivers because they do have some height on them, and that's one thing I'm concerned about.
I mean, Juju's like a solid, like he's more of a number 2, but then they got Miko Hardman. He's a speedster. Then you got Scantley. He's inconsistent. Like sometimes he'll get the big catches and sometimes he won't. But if we're in good coverage, we should be able to. The only thing that KC has going on their offense is they're able to have long drives and kill clock more than actually speedy receivers like Tyreek Hill, you know? Oh, yeah. I was pissed about Brendo, bro. I just can't stand this guy. Like, why the hell is he on the roster? I'm a better fucking center than Drake Brendo. And I said it, bro. I can block fucking better than your dumb ass. Like, why is even Brendo on the roster? Is a joke.
And if D'Amico Ryan needs an extra DB, I'm good to go.
hey, Chris Forrester, if you're on that coke, bro, can I understand why you like Brendo, bro? Can you give me some of that shit? I might get some of that good feeling, man.
Hey CJ, fellas, I gotta get going because my phone's about to die. But just want to say it's good to see all of you, and I'm taking a leap of faith, and I'm gonna say this: 49ers win in a thriller, 28-24.
Man, we gotta hope for it, man. But I don't know, man.
I appreciate you, OG. Appreciate you, man.
All right, you got to
appreciate it, man. Hey, man. Maybe this will be a good luck charm if I'm going the other direction for picking the Kansas City because I think that would be because I've been bad luck with picks lately, so maybe that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, Niners gonna win. I think we're gonna win, man. We just our pass rush gonna get after Mahomes. We're gonna force them to some picks. That's gonna be a deciding factor.
Have you seen what Kansas City has done when they've lost one game? They bounce back. But everybody's talking about, but Jimmy bounces back after a loss. Dude, I don't think it matters anymore, bro. Jimmy is who he is. Can we get a good running game? Can this defense actually
figure the running back position out? You know, figure the running back position out. That's what we got to do because that's what really runs games. That wears down defenses running the football. Use that zone blocking scheme. Put them athletic offensive linemen that you invested in. Put them in there and let them run people over. Use check on the block. Use Kittle on play action. Like they don't have a linebacker that can cover him. So use them. And their corners, they're definitely not that good, man. So we got to take advantage of everything on Kansas City. All their weaknesses, man. Okay, take a team effort.
When it comes to Kittle, I'm honestly thinking that he's not being utilized because of the fact that we're missing Trent Williams and we need the extra blocker. Now, this next week, I'm seeing all kinds of things that are saying Trent Williams is going to come back and play. Mm-hmm. And then, we're going to be missing McGlinchey. I honestly think Brunskill might be an upgrade over there on McGlinchey.
I think he is.
Especially when it comes to pass blocking.
Yeah, like a good tackle. Like if you put him at tackle instead of center and guard, he's not that bad.
Yeah, unless he's facing Aaron Donald, then he's an all-pro. Brunskill for some reason, but
we all know that. That's definitely facts. That Brunskill turns into a fucking all-pro guard. When Aaron Donald comes around, he always makes him his bitch, and I know he hates that, but it kind of is what it is.
Dude, really Rudy gets all upset. The Rams fans hate to say it, they deny that shit a lot, bro. It gets on the nerves when you mention Brunskill.
I want to ask you guys a question. I've been thinking, should we sign Ndamukong Suh? I think we should.
Nope.
Dude, with the money, I want him so bad, but dude, I don't know what's up with this front office. I think Sue's gonna want more money, so that's probably gonna be a problem.
He's gonna want more money, and we cheap as fuck. We don't pay no damn body, so it ain't no way for Sue to come in here. And then on top of that, his attitude is not good for this locker room. It's not.
He could give us a good run stop. Like, dude, look at our depth pieces. We don't got consistency to stop the run. Yeah, Sue may be a little bit of a price, but you want a veteran of his caliber that's been there and done it, right? Like he's been to Super Bowls, he's been part of better teams. You need some depth pieces. You need guys that you can depend on. Like if as soon as Armstead and those guys return, you can put him on the rotation, and then he'll be fresher and he'll be effective. But like you said, he could be a locker room cancer, so you never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Green in him a little bit.
What were you saying?
Oh, so he got a little Draymond Green in him a little bit, as far as he does the dirty work. Like he helped Aaron Donald get 20 sacks season. He helped Shaq Barry get 20 sacks season. He can engage blockers for Bosa. Not that Bosa needs it like that, but just to have another guy who can hold guys like a Justin Smith-ish,
Yeah, but the thing is, Sue is already old and he hasn't played football in how long? Like he ain't even been around in a minute.
He's been working.
I mean, he's been working out, but I don't know, man. Like nobody's really been taking a chance on him. And me personally, to be honest with you, if we trade for somebody, we need to trade for like marquee talent. Like we don't need to trade for somebody who was. We need to trade for somebody who is. And to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you, there's only one player right now that I would go after. His name is Christian McCaffrey. I just feel like Christian McCaffrey in this offense would be an amazing thing to see. And
he's injured too.
Packaged him Jeff Wilson and packaged him some other trash players. Can we package Jake Brindle?
Because we'd have to, because I know they're going to have – it's going to be a drafting price. But did y'all see what happened in the NFC West? Now –
the Cardinals got Robbie Anderson. Damn.
Yeah. So see, here's the thing. Let's. I'm gonna put this into context for people. Robbie Anderson in New York was a firecracker. He didn't know how to really control himself. He had a bad attitude, and that's why he wound up being traded over to the Carolina Panthers. When he got to the Panthers, he seemed to calm down just a bit, but he pissed off Steve Wilkes, and Wilkes sent his bitch ass to the locker room. So you know what happened the next day? Robbie Anderson gone. But and the reason being is because Steve Wilkes don't play that shit. You're not about to come out here and be bitching at everybody and talking a bunch of shit and crying and acting like a fucking baby. You're going to come out here and do your fucking job. That's what you're going to do. But the other thing, the negative impact on us for that is, think about it like this. You have Hollywood Brown in the slot. DeAndre Hopkins is on his way back in because his suspension is up. And you're going to have Robbie Anderson to deal with. We've got to have healthy defensive backs to be able to take care of those two guys. We all know D-Hop ain't playing no fucking games. Though he may have been out for these suspended for these 6 games, you know he's still healthy, and you know he's going to be ready. So when we go to Mexico City, we're going to have to find a way to be able to make sure that we are able to take care of, Robbie Anderson and DeAndre Hopkins, because that is definitely formidable talent at the receiver position. If Robbie Anderson has someone who can throw him the ball, he can make some plays. I'm not going to say he's void of talent, but you just got to be mindful of him.
It was a desperate move by Arizona.
What'd you say, Kane?
Arizona, their offensive line is so bad. Like, Kyler Murray's complaining about it, man. Like, that's when you know, like, they ain't got no offensive line. We're over here complaining about our offensive line. Like, the quarterback's complaining about it, man. And he's an athletic guy. You know what I'm saying? But he can't just, put shake and bake moves on defenders all day, So, like I said, we can get hits on that guy. We can get his.
First of all, Kyler Murray needs to fire his motherfucking stylist for that lime green suit he was wearing. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was one of the most fast. My thing is, man, just to touch on this real quick, I get tired of these players wearing shit that looks stupid than a motherfucker and then trying to be out there talking about this is fashion. You let somebody dupe your ass into wearing that stupid shit, he looked like a fucking idiot. I jumped all over LeBron James when he was out there in that tight ass suit. Like, what the fuck are we doing? These aren't fashion statements. You look like a dumbass. You're a grown man. Wear grown man clothes.
Dude, they dress up like a bunch of weirdos. Like, have you seen how Cam Newton dresses? Like, bro, why are you dressed like a freaking Cam?
I ain't never seen somebody with that man got the oddest style of anybody I've ever seen in my life. Like,
he's like a transgender out there.
I don't know, man. And it ain't nothing against nobody that's trans or anything like that.
No, but the style.
It's just that's how they dress. They do. They're very fashion forward, and in their community, that's what they do. But when you a straight heterosexual man, I don't know. It just be weird to me sometimes.
Yeah, like why can they? Like, have you seen how Dante Pettis was dressed like too, dude? That was the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Please don't even break up Mr. Kit Kat on me.
That did look weird.
And he keeps scoring touchdowns for some reason.
No, you know why? Let me tell you this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's never, ever been about his talent. He's got all the talent in the fucking world. He's just up here. He's soft as shit. He's soft as baby shit. He really is, man. What's going on,
You got to be physical with him. You know what I'm saying? You got to be physical with him, but yeah, man, this game upcoming. Just got to Kyle got to get out of his ass and really call it a great game plan, because a lot of people say he's a great play caller and he be having
he ain't.
Here and there. He got to do that consistently, man. We're gonna need it this game like a mofo, man, like a motherfucker.
I have no faith that we are going to beat Kansas City in any way, shape, or form. I feel like we're gonna get our ass handed to us.
Nah, I don't see that.
The only chance we have is if Armstead, Bosa, Tavarius Ward, Trent Williams all come back. And I honestly, I don't know the injury updates. I haven't looked yet, to be honest with you. I know Tavarius Ward was pulled.
Mooney is day to day. No, he put it in the chat. It's somewhere in here. So Mooney, McGlinchey, and Trent Williams and Bosa all are expected to play on Sunday.
They should be good. Defense should be a little bit.
You're not going to see Jason Verrett for at least 2 to 3 more weeks. So if you're looking for Verrett to come anywhere near that field, it's not going to happen because his knee ain't ready. And I can tell just by watching him, his body language, he not ready for the field yet.
At least 2 weeks.
If he doesn't trust it, if he doesn't trust his own knee, I don't want him out there.
Yeah,
then that'd be bad. But so we're gonna have McGlinchey and Trent Williams. And what do we do with Brunskill? Do we save him on the bench? Do we possibly say, all right, Brendel?
Let's just cut Brendel already. Damn.
Don't. Because I'm telling you right, I don't like what Jake Brendel is doing. I don't like the penalties he's getting, but I'm telling you right now, I have no aspirations of wanting to see Daniel Brunskill snap the ball and fuck this game up. I really don't. Drake Jackson is day to day. So is Samson Ebicom. Thanks, media. So is Charlie. Nobody gives a fuck about Charlie Warner. But thank you for the information. There's nothing against you, media, but Charlie Warner ain't shit.
Dude, Warner's more of a designated blocker. He doesn't really do good much as a receiver, bro. Like everybody kind of put the comparison like of him as Kittle because of the limited catches in college, but he's a great blocker. But all I've seen from Charlie Warner from his time with the Niners, bro, it's been nothing but not quite a catcher, bro. He is like Vance McDonald, bro. Remember how Vance McDonald used to have the fucking stone hands? He's wearing the same uniform that looks like Vance McDonald out there. Is that Vance or am I tripping?
No, you tripping because it ain't Vance. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Oh man,
when do we get Tyler Kroft back?
He's been hurt, but I think next few weeks.
I know, but you know the whole having a second tight end. I mean, Charlie Warner is a good blocker. Ross Dwelly is a good pass catcher, but that equals one tight end, and that's 2 roster spots. So, I mean, well, get Tyler Kroft back. That way we have, a serviceable tight end to back up Kittle. But I don't know how injured he is. I think he was put on IR, but they haven't opened his practice window yet, so obviously he's not ready.
Yeah. We need a lot of help on that offensive line, man. Got to bring Joe Staley back in a little bit. I mean, can he be any worse? I know he's gotten skinny now. But
I was going to say, he needs to gain like probably 80 pounds at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the depression of the team looking like shit. But, I mean, dude, if you look at our tight ends, dude, outside of Kittle and Dwelly, bro, the rest of them are not all that, bro. Warner's just a blocker. He's not, like, going to give you much, man. Like, I like to see more of Kyle Juszczyk more in the passing game. Why not we just give the guy the more of the ball at times?
Man, I know, man. Like, we got to find a way to give our playmakers the ball in all shapes and forms, man. Like, use Debo more as a decoy back there. Line him up back there. Take some more shots. Like, give IU, like, for some reason, you had a pretty good rapport with IU in the first half, man. IU was running the ball, man, just running over dudes, getting them out the way. I like the way he looks, yards after catch. We got to use him because he's more talented than he's the most talented weapon we got. He's more talented than Kittle and Debo. Like, his combination of, like, route running and just hands and, like, arm length, pretty good speed, too. Like, he got number one dude. So, man, it's like, what is your take on the Chiefs game overall? Do you think we got a chance? What do you think the score is going to be?
It depends if we can get Bosa and Mooney, and it depends on our entire team being healthy, bro, because you know how Kansas City is, bro, with their offense. And I don't know how bad I don't know what their rankings on their defense, but it's not as bad as people think. But if you watch the blueprint of what the Raiders did to the Chiefs on Monday night, there's a way you could definitely limit the Chiefs.
Well, you got to watch the blueprint of what the Bills just did to them too.
Yeah.
Understand their game plans and learn it. And definitely, I kid you not, the teams that give the Chiefs the most fits are typically the Raiders and the Chargers. Watch what they do, figure it out, and then say, okay, this is what we got to do. This is how we have to play them. And we can mesh that in with our own style and really put them on notice. But yeah, man.
Pressure on them.
It's definitely a frustrating loss from the damn Dirty Birds. And, a lot of people, so many people went down there, man. I tell you right now, half the damn 49ers content creators was at that fucking game. And it sucks because they went down there to watch them just be inept. And, I know Mooney put out that tweet saying, don't have any red and yellow jersey. Let's just fill it up with just straight red and, all that stuff. But, I mean, it starts to become a situation where you don't really want to go to a game if you ain't going to do nothing but watch your team lose. I'd rather watch that in the confines of my own fucking home.
It's like, man, to go down there makes you feel like, damn, I don't ever want to go to an away game again, Like, damn, we lost like that. And I expected us to win.
Straight facts.
They didn't bring the intensity all the way, so they took a L. Like, I don't think they were like overlooking the Falcons to the point where they're thinking about Kansas City. I don't think they had that in their head. But like I said, man, they didn't have a complete game on both sides of the ball. Just need to do better.
Yeah, they do. But if Mooney's going to play, then maybe there's a good chance. But we got to have Bosa. I think Bosa is the exact backbone of this defense, because if you look at our defensive line, when we create enough pressure, Bosa is always going to pressure the quarterback. So that makes the difference. That gets Mahomes a little frustrated a little bit. So you watch how the teams like the Chargers and Raiders and the Bills play, bro. Have you noticed how they get towards the receivers? They get physical with the receivers. Like Miko Hardman, he may be a fast receiver, but if you get physical with that guy, he gets frustrated. Scantley, you limit that guy, he ain't shit. Juju, you need to out physical that dude.
Oh yeah, let's get physical. Come on, again.
Come back as that bully, bro. Like, we need to bring back that physical brand like we did against the Rams. We got to come up with that mindset, man.
In the words of Singletary, physical with an F, right? We need that.
I was just looking at the injuries, and Mooney is day to day with a groin.
So it's a groin strain, but it's not like he.
Yeah, it depends on how bad it is. I mean, if it's loose enough where he can play, then he'll play. But it's looking very good for Bosa and Trent Williams to come back. Armstead more than likely won't be back till after the bye week.
Yeah, we kind of expect that, because that plantar fasciitis ain't nothing to play around with. It will hurt. It's gonna hurt like a bitch, especially somebody that goddamn big. Like, it ain't like this is a small individual. This is 6'7", 300-pound man putting all that pressure on that foot. Yeah, that's just gonna hurt like a bitch.
Dude, it hurts, man. It hurts like a dude. It hurts like a motherfucker, bro. I had that injury, and it's still one of the most lingering injuries I have to deal with, bro. I have to make sure to get proper footwear stuff and all that stuff because of the injury to the foot, bro. It's like you gotta watch more of the pressure of your body weight. But I don't know what it is with Armstead, but it's something similar to what I had too.
Yeah, because Armstead is 6'8", 300 pounds, and today's NBA, he's a small ball 5, small ball 6.
But hey, guys, we're definitely past the hour mark. If you guys want to keep it going, it's up to you guys. We could definitely. If you guys want to keep it going, go on Wolfcast stream.
Yeah, he's doing something.
Yeah, you guys should just jump on in. I'll probably just go in next time.
For sure, man.
Go on Wolfcast stream if you guys want to, and I'm gonna end this, and then maybe next time. Maybe I'll jump on in with Mr. Wolfcast, because that's the up and coming guy. That's my dude. So we'll definitely link up at some point, man. But hey, guys, let's just keep the faith. But realistically, I'm not really sure about this game. We got to have the rest of those guys out there for me to be convinced.
Let's hope, man. We can only keep the faith, and I personally don't have any right now. I'm sorry. I feel like we're gonna get our ass kicked by the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna win. That's my opinion.
Yeah, just because I picked the Chiefs does not mean I lose doubt on my team. It's just maybe they can knock on wood.
Yeah, y'all. All right, y'all have a good night.
All right, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Let's pray.
All right, man.
Let's pray.